Hello, your friendly neighborhood host, JT Wheatley, back again for another episode of the History of Comics podcast. This time with another edition of the classics, and once again taking a detour with the classic animated movie Batman: Mask of the Phantasm. Released back in December 25th, 1993, this was an animated adaptation from the same team that gave you the classic Batman the Animated Series, directed by Eric Radonsky and Bruce Timm, along with story by Paul Dini and Alan Burnett, among others. All the returning cast, including Kevin Conroy as Batman/Bruce Wayne and Mark Hamill as the Joker. And featuring a story in which Batman finds himself framed for murder when a bunch of mobsters get killed off by a villain who's actually known as the Phantasm, all while an old love from his past, Andrea Beaumont, shows up. This is a great story that flashes back and forth between the present day and also the right before Batman makes his decision to become the vigilante of Gotham. When he meets Andrea Beaumont for the first time, it makes him question his decision, like, should I really be doing this, or maybe try something else? Because as he tells Alfred, then when he falls in love with Andrea, I'm happy. I didn't expect this to happen. She is wonderfully voiced by Dana Delaney, who, yes, did go on to voice Lois Lane in the classic Superman the Animated Series and in the world's finest three-parter. When Bruce Wayne shows up at Metropolis, he ends up dating Lois Lane, and so all we know is that the animated Batman, he's got a thing for Dana Delaney. But hey, anyone who watched Tombstone when they were younger, who doesn't? All that being said, this is a classic story. It's a much more personal story because it really questions Batman's motivations and how he got to be started, and and the villain really is a truly conflicting one. As Batman, as he starts to dig into who the Phantasm is, which is beautifully designed and really creepy looking, and it's apparently not going to make an appearance in the comics. It really hits home. I mean, people have complained the one negative of this film is that it's not a big epic story for a film, but the epic story is in the fact that the emotional underpinnings of it. It really gets to the heart of Batman. Great performances all around. Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill. They pushed animation in this. Yes, it got a PG, but there's some adult stuff that parents would go, whoa. But yeah, it's still good for kids if you want to watch it. But it's a great story overall. Sadly, when it was first released back in 1993, it barely broke even in the box office. It has since gone on in home video and Blu-ray and DVD, become very profitable, and it's since been highly acclaimed as one of the best Batman movies ever made. Quite personally, Phantasm is my personal favorite Batman movie now. I still hold The Dark Knight as the best Batman movie ever made as far as its film quality. I mean, that's easily just one of the best films ever made, period. It's all around, top, up and down. There's no argument about Dark Knight, best live-action comic movie ever made and one of the best films ever made, period, easily of 2008 still. We will grapple about that to our dying day. But as for my personal favorite, because I just love the Batman the Animated Series so much, and I still hold, like many do, to be the definitive Batman, I find Batman: Mask of the Phantasm to be the best Batman movie ever made. Just brilliant work all around. And of course, you have to also talk about the late, great Shirley Walker's score, who upped it to a great, almost operatic theme. Just beautiful from beginning to end. Great movie all around, and truly a classic. So if you haven't seen Batman: Mask of the Phantasm yet, check it out. It's a true classic. And now I'm recording this episode on July 17th, 2019. I'm going to deliver, the favorite comic book of this week, though when it gets released, it'll probably be from the previous week. But it'll be Criminal, number 6, by Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips, which is another great story, this time with Teague Lawless. After pulling off a successful heist with his partner, ends up falling for the guy's girl, only for things to get more complicated when she ends up double-crossing them both. But let's face it, Teague has a bit of a soft spot for the ladies. Sean Phillips once again crafts another beautiful artistic story. This crime noir at its finest. Like I said, you could just smell the cigarette smoke and taste the grit of the scene. And also does a great femme fatale in Jane, who of course captures Lawless's heart. While Ed Brubaker's writing is crisp and intriguing and gets right to the heart of these criminals, where you go, these aren't really good people, but I do enjoy reading them. Just great crime noir at its best, and one of the best continues to be easily one of the best crime comic books on the stands right now. I mean, it's called Criminal. If it's not good, it needs to lose the title. But yeah, if you're not reading Criminal, whenever you get a chance, read this comic book right now. And of course, go back and read the old issues of Criminal, some of the best crime comics you ever read. And that'll be it for now. And please join me again next week. And until then, go out and enjoy yourself a new good comic book. And of course, go out and watch Batman Mask of Phantasm. That's a true classic.